Hello, and welcome to our Pecha Kucha on Topdog, Underdog by Suzanne Laurie Parks. We will begin with some information about the playwright.
Suzanne Laurie Parks grew up on a military farm with her two siblings who all wrote a daily newspaper called the Daily Daily. She lived in several states and even West Germany while her father was deployed. Her constant moving was a major influence towards her writing. She found theater to be strange and was very opposed to it until taking James Baldwin's theater class. She is considered by Time magazine to be among one of the 100 innovators for the next wave. She also created a project called 365 Days, 365 Plays, where she wrote a play each day for a year.
Suzanne Laurie Parks' works throughout the years have received many notable awards. She has been awarded the Outer Critics Circle Award and NAACP Theater Award, as well as being awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Drama for this play, Topdog, Underdog, which was also nominated for 2 Tony Awards in 2002. Topdog Underdog first opened off-Broadway in 2001 with Don Cheadle as Booth and Jeffrey Wright as Lincoln. The play then transferred to Broadway in 2002 with Mos Def replacing Don Cheadle. This production was extremely well received and, as previously stated, was nominated for 2 Tony Awards, both for Best Play and Best Actor in a Play for Jeffrey Wright.
The play then went on to the Royal Court Theatre in London in 2003, utilizing the same Broadway cast. In 2011, the show premiered at the Shaw Festival in Ontario and later in Toronto with Kevin Hanchard and Nigel Shawn Williams, Booth and Lincoln respectively, and a 2012 version was performed at the Two River Theatre in Red Bank. Booth is one of the 2 characters in Topdog Underdog. He wants to become a master gambler like his older brother Lincoln once was. He owns a broken-down apartment that he and Lincoln share. He is unemployed but still holds on to the inheritance he received from his parents, and he constantly lies to one-up Lincoln out of jealousy.
Lincoln, the other character in the play, is Booth's older brother and formerly a great 3-card Monte scammer. He has since quit the scene after his friend Lenny got shot during a play. He now works as an Abraham Lincoln impersonator, using his income to help Booth pay for the apartment they both share.
Booth spends all of his time trying to perfect 3-card Monte. When his brother comes home from work, Booth brags about getting his girlfriend, Grace, a ring, essentially bragging about his successes when it comes to love. It's revealed that Lincoln was married to a woman named Cookie, but Booth slept with her, causing them to divorce. A few days later, Lincoln fears he'll be fired soon, and Booth tries to persuade him to throw cards again, but he refuses because of his friend's death. Booth starts bragging about his night with Grace. However, Booth then goes to his room and practices putting on condoms, implying he is inexperienced and most likely didn't have sex that night.
2 days later, Lincoln has been fired from his job. That day, Lincoln finds Booth anxiously waiting to go on a date with Grace, who never arrives. The two reminisce about their absent parents who left them nothing but $500 each. Lincoln then begins to coach Booth to be as good as a 3-card Monte scammer as he once was. Several days later, Lincoln has made quite a bit of money taking up 3-card Monte again. Booth arrives, revealing that he has killed Grace. This prompts Booth to wage $500 his mother gave him in a game of 3-card Monte, which Lincoln wins. Angered by his loss, Booth shoots Lincoln in rage. The play ends with Booth sobbing into Lincoln's dead body. This program, for the original 2001 off-Broadway production, features a photo of Abraham Lincoln split down the center with the font changing in directions. This font reflects the changing power dynamics between the brothers who are constantly fighting to be top dog. The program also shows Booth on the side, preparing to kill Lincoln.
The Broadway poster for the play shows 2 dogs on top of one another. The dogs can represent pit bulls, which are known for their violence, and Lincoln and Booth can be violent and hostile towards each other throughout several moments of the show. Of all the posters, this one is the most literal to the title.
This is the Two River Theatre program from 2012. The edgy font, varying in size on the gun, suggests something of a violent nature, likely the play's final scene. The red might represent blood, similarly to the previous programs, but it also might represent the real Abraham Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth and how they were on opposing sides of the Civil War, with Abraham Lincoln on the side of the Union and John Wilkes Booth on the side of the Confederacy.
This poster from the Lake Dillon Theater in Colorado from 2018 shows Lincoln being on top of Booth, and historically this was always the case, as well as in the play, up until the end. This poster also gives small insights to card usage, an important aspect of the show. The red can also represent blood. Laurie Parks uses realism and flashbacks, meaning the characters refer to the past a lot, to tell the play story. Booth spends a majority of the play reminiscing on he and Lincoln's parents, their childhood, and love affairs. And there may not be a specific time or place based on how Laurie Parks was raised.
Suzanne Laurie Parks also uses Lincoln and Booth's names as foreshadowing as to what is to come for both characters. Additionally, Laurie Parks uses some of her signature realistic language where she writes the words exactly as they are said. She states her writing style is just more specific, letting the words hold the emotion instead of some parenthetical stage direction. While reading this play, I felt extremely uncomfortable hearing all the explicit details about these brothers' personal lives. It felt like I was reading someone's personal diary I was never meant to read, filled with all their most hidden secrets and struggles they never wanted anyone else to know about.
I found myself getting increasingly frustrated with all of Booth's lies. I was truly kept on edge because I kept questioning whether Grace was alive or not. I was also curious about Lincoln's card playing skills. Booth regarded him as the best, and I wanted to see how Lincoln would perform on the street. Thank you all for watching our Pecha Kucha of Topdog Underdog.